So hey guys, welcome back to YouTube channel. We've seen you guys, you're giving us a lot of support. The views are going up. We really appreciate you guys a lot. So if you're new here, please like and subscribe. We have seen that most of you guys you're not subscribing, but we'll keep improving our content so that we can make it as entertaining as possible, as informative as possible. So today we're going to talk about Amazon versus Alibaba. Both of them are similar, but they're also different in different ways. So Amazon is more dominant in the Western culture. It's more dominant in America and UK, especially. According to statistics, it shows that people from the United Kingdom, British people, they shop almost exclusively online, and they shop almost exclusively from or only on Amazon mostly. In America, most people shop from Amazon, and we look at Alibaba. Alibaba is more of a Chinese type wholesale type of e-commerce store. So when Alibaba was started, Jack Ma realized that China did not have a very big online presence when it comes to online stores. So he created Alibaba to target the products that China produces, and that's why when you go to Alibaba, you see that the products are cheap, and you find that the products are cheap because China is the workforce of the world, meaning it has very many factories that mass produce objects and products, and Alibaba is also used internationally. People like to buy from Alibaba and resell because you buy cheap and resell. But Amazon is more of a fixed price. That means you buy once and use it. It's hard to buy from Amazon and resell because the profit margins might be low compared to Alibaba. But that is because America, I'm not sure, but I don't think America has as many factories as China. And so
No, you're right. You're
there's
right.
that difference. Yeah. So if you look at Amazon and Alibaba, Amazon sells more authentic products. I think it has a very strict policy of what kind of product someone can sell, because Amazon doesn't want when you do e-commerce and supply chain and things like that, you realize that there are things called return policy, products being bad and things like that. On the other side of Alibaba, I don't know how they handle their return policy, but Amazon has done a good job of being a reliable source of good and durable products. So Amazon was spearheaded by Jeff Bezos. He's one of the richest men in the world. Same to Jack Ma, who was the spearhead of Alibaba. He's also very rich. Both of them are billionaires. Both are very similar. They own ships, planes. They are really competing hard to get 70% of the international market. Um, you find that these guys are investing in something called the last mile delivery. The last mile delivery means when the products come from the factory to the warehouses and then to the consumer, the part where the product is now shipped to the consumer's home, that is considered the most expensive part of the whole supply chain. So they are really working hard to try and work hard on that part. So rumors say that Jeff Bezos is actually planning to build an underground conveyor belt that can ship products to people's houses directly. So that is uh, like like some kind of underground train or underground moving belt that just brings stuff to your house when you order them. So I think when you think about how these guys are trying to compete, imagine an underground system that is not interfered with by even natural calamities, snow, rain. You don't have to hire someone to drive. You don't have to hire someone to deliver the package. All you need is like some sort of elevator from the conveyor belt up to your house. So I don't know what Alibaba is doing, but I think both of the companies are very big. They are probably $1 trillion companies, and the things they're doing are very massive. And I think the competition is very, very stiff because Amazon makes a lot of people very rich because they have the distribution. So with Amazon in America, you can have your own warehouse and you can sell your own products. I think, Josh, we are seeing someone on TikTok saying they made $200,000 with toothpaste and they sell on Amazon. So you can imagine the type of business that Amazon is opening up. All you have to do is set up an account and everything. And also the same for Alibaba. It's making profits for factories or companies that produce products and services, not on services, but products and objects. And it's really opening up the market to people who want to sell, and you don't have to worry about the logistics. Also, both companies have gone into cloud computing because with the type of infrastructure that an e-commerce site like Amazon or Alibaba needs, it needs a very big, IT infrastructure. So they decided, Amazon saw that they had a very huge infrastructure for IT and realized that they can give that infrastructure on demand through the internet. So that's how the cloud was created. So basically, as a someone who wants to start an internet company, you don't have to buy physical computers by yourself and configure them in management. You can just go on Amazon Web Service portal, learn about how the infrastructure works, and then you can set up your own infrastructure without needing physical computers. So all you need is just the web portal to handle your internet company. And also same for Alibaba has the same kind of infrastructure where you can go to the web portal and set up IT infrastructure without needing physical computers. So if you can look at both companies, they are really, really head to head with each other. And Amazon is also, if you look at Amazon in their warehouse, it's not just the average normal warehouse where people work. They have robots, and these robots, they go and check the shelves and pick up product, and they're moving towards a supply chain that's fully automated. That means probably in the next 50 years, no one will be needed to directly interact with the process of acquiring. Like when I go online and order, probably in the next 50 years, we won't be needing someone to oversee the whole process. It will just be artificial intelligence. So the human element will be needed just to verify that the artificial intelligence is working properly. And that's a way of cutting costs. It's a way of opening up even more the market to to sell and to build products that matter. And if you look at these two companies, they led to the rise of things like quick commerce. You see Uber Eats, that's also logistics of products. They've led to the framework for now. If you want to start an e-commerce, you have to have certain aspects, certain reach. And Amazon and Alibaba probably buying a lot of real estate to build more warehouses. I'm sure the ships they have and all those transport vehicles they have, they are really, really pushing the button of, they're pushing that button, trillions of times of what it means to be a shipping company, and not just a shipping company, but also a shipping technology company. So maybe Josh, you can add something to what I've said.
Thank you, everyone. We appreciate the support. And without wasting time, I see Amazon as Uber and I see Alibaba as Bolt. Both of them do the same thing, but one is more of a high end. Like how Uber is a high end and Bolt is just for the middle class. Because when you look at their product structure, like you've said, the Amazon things in Amazon are fairly more of a good quality, and they are in such a way that even how the system is put for the goods to get to where you are, the whole infrastructure is designed in such a way that it's prowess and quality. And Amazon they don't sell things from producers. They sell things from retailers, like if I ever show up a supermarket, But when you look at the structure of Alibaba, it's from the manufacturers themselves, mostly, even though they have retailers in there, but most people, they are manufacturers, you know, and Alibaba is more of a large quantity, you know, you can't buy one item.
Wholesale.
You can buy, but the most people are there want to sell, like you know, like if you have bikes, you have tables, you know, they want to sell in large number, and that's what Jack Ma saw. That since China was developing and there was a lot of factories, but there was no way that these factories could access the outside market. So he developed Alibaba to create that, to bridge that gap, so that these factories can get customers all over the world, and and they can grow. And when you see how you know, the people who own these factories in China, they are billionaires, you know, because their products are sold over the world. They sell products to Italy, to Kenya, to Africa. And when you look at Alibaba, you start to see that you know, they have a way of checking the quality, but it's not as efficient as I'd say as Amazon, because Alibaba also has more retailers and more manufacturers in there, more than Amazon. If you look at you know, the people who are selling things in Alibaba, they're in the millions. So it's hard to keep track on quality. I'm not saying it's impossible. And then when you look at where the products are going, most of the products that Alibaba sells are going to middle and low income countries. So people in these countries are not hell-bent on quality that much, you know. But if you look at the products Amazon sells, it's mostly Western, or a bit developed countries, so that you find that you know, someone is more concerned with the quality, you know, the duration of time the products get there. Because even when you try to talk to the people on the other side who are selling through Alibaba, you know, before you buy a product, can take even a month. You know, some people don't realize, you know, unlike Amazon, you can enter today and order a product in 2 hours. The Alibaba side, it takes a month, because even sometimes they have to send you even a sample for you to verify this is really what you want, because there's not that you know, they haven't reached that gap of quality.
Of quality.
Maybe
so if you think about these two companies, Amazon and Alibaba, they brought out this thing called drop shipping. So basically, drop shipping was, you know, it started, I believe it started in the 2010s. And that was when people started realizing that China has products that Americans can own. So drop shipping, it's not that it started only in America. It's just that America is more popular with the term drop shipping, because you see it, most people talk about drop shipping. So basically, because Alibaba sold in wholesale and Amazon sold single item 1-1, so people started buying. So it created a whole other industry of people to sell. It changed, you know, the fact that these two companies existed, they coexisted together, like they merged without probably them, without the
intention,
owners expecting it, without the intention, So you find that dropshipping was whereby you buy an item, for example, you can find a vegetable dicing machine, and on Alibaba you find that one is $1, but you have to buy 10,000 pieces, and the same vegetable cutting machine, you would sell it on Amazon for probably $15. And that created a lot of, you know, inter-country, you know, now that fueled the now growth of Alibaba, because people started buying from Alibaba in order to sell, but people used Amazon in order to, I mean, to buy and sell, but people used Amazon mostly to sell, but Alibaba mostly to buy.
So you can say Alibaba led to the growth of Amazon in some part. It can't, even though it's not 100%.
Exactly. Yeah. Even though it's not 100%, like each other, they needed each other at some point, because selling wholesale is you know, it's crazy, because you can imagine in America the demand is not high for wholesale, but in China the demand to sell wholesale is so high, and like you mentioned, you have to, you know, first get a quality assurance and all that, so that you can actually buy from the company. And I think that's where Alibaba kind of needs to improve. because I remember we tried doing something with wholesale with Alibaba, and even the cost of just getting that
sample,
the cost of getting sample is very expensive, and we had to drop it, and there was a whole lot of things that
bureaucracy.
Even up to today, it's kind of difficult for someone to just buy straight from Alibaba, because the people who ship from it's still you hear rumors of people saying Alibaba, I bought something and it's not that, or I bought something and they bought like there's a guy from Nairobi who said he bought I think he bought some kind of
Their Christmas
device,
presents.
television,
Yeah.
or yeah, I think it was some kind of something. So apparently, in the description, he didn't read the description. It was a picture of that item. Let's say the item was a phone. It was a picture of that phone. So in the description, it said, "This is you're buying a picture of this phone." So he thought he was buying an actual phone, and the price was around probably $100. So he paid the $100, and what he got in his hand was a picture of the phone. So you can imagine that kind of confusion, that Alibaba is allowing people to sell things like that. That's really discouraging.
I can just say something before we forget. Another difference between Amazon and Alibaba is that Alibaba sells anything and everything. Even if you want
anything
a
and
plane,
everything,
it's in Alibaba. If you want to buy a
even
ship,
big machines for factories.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the good side of
Yeah.
Alibaba, actually, because if you think about it, imagine if you're a
You
farmer
can
who
start a
grows
business with
something like
Alibaba.
mangoes. Yeah, and I remember when we were younger, we used to go on trips to factories and see those big machines. You can imagine if right now in 2022 you still couldn't find a way to get those machines. Like, you couldn't do your research. And Alibaba, that's where it beat Amazon. That's where it became so big. That's where it was, it was a game player, because right now you can buy and ship a whole, let's say a whole milk processing facility, because they sell those items in bulk. You can even see how much you need to invest. You can talk to the supplier.
They even sell money printing machines.
Yeah, they even sell money printing machines to governments.
Yeah.
They do all these things, and I think the business to business part of Alibaba is what keeps it very big, because Chinese are very industrious. They do, they produce more in shorter time. They have this big workforce, and I believe the reason why Amazon is doing well as well, it's because number one, they have their market, their target market, the people who buy from Amazon, like you said, they value quality. So what's the first place you go to when you want quality? Amazon. Even you can buy a MacBook and it should be a MacBook, but Alibaba, it's more for business to business type of sales. And I think
it's good
that's
for
where,
you when you buy in bulk, because now they give you at a good price.
Yeah. They give you at a good price, and the more you buy, the cheaper it is.
It is.
And
the good thing also about Alibaba, you can create relationship, because if you buy from one company like 3-4 times, now even start talking to the manager, you start getting the contacts.
You form a rapport.
Yeah, some kind of relationship of working together. Amazon is just, you don't even know who you're buying it for. You're just buying a product. Yeah.
You're just buying a product. So there's no relationship.
Yeah.
And I think both companies, like you said, they're very similar, but they're also quite different because of the background and the target market. But everything has its struggles. Jack Ma was saying that it took him around 3 or 4 years before he started making money. So even for him to have that kind of vision, it takes a lot of effort to even set up such a, it might look simple, but if you start looking at supply chain management and all those things, everything costs money. So you can imagine the margins that these guys have for them to transport your item. At that level, you have to, at the Alibaba, Amazon level, you have to own your own ships. You can't be renting someone else's ship and paying a company, because Amazon started using, they started selling books. and they started using UPS. UPS is an American company that was delivering parcels to households. So I think Jeff Bezos did a very good analysis and saw that if you could ship the books using UPS, he could, he could nudge people into selling. I mean, into selling and buying online, because his goal was to create an infrastructure so that anyone who wants to sell can sell online. Because at that time was the internet.com boom, and he was saying his boss told him that that's a huge, the people around him probably thought it was risky, but he took the risk. Even Jack Ma, it took him probably 4 to 5 years to start seeing any money. And Jack Ma was really, really poor. He was earning peanuts as a
He was a
teacher
teacher.
and
Yeah.
struggling and all those things. So I think these two guys are just proving that if you have a solid plan to get something somewhere, it can work, because Amazon and Alibaba are the framework for all other logistic companies that exist online. Because things like there's this company called Hudson's Bay and Saks. They're an American and Canadian company that deals with high-end clothing. The Saks is an American company that deals with luxury brands like Louis Vuitton and and Goyard and such brands. So if you look at how they operate themselves, they still do a similar way of stocking in a warehouse and having multiple warehouses across the country and having copies of the same product across the country, so that when you ship, it costs less. So the only cost you need to incur is shipping to a warehouse from the manufacturer.
Okay.
So that's the framework they have put in place. But now I think to compete with Amazon, they're going to artificial intelligence. They are buying robots to work for them. So it's becoming a very technological. It requires
like
a lot of technology.
Yeah, kind of business.
Yeah,
because even
to open
Alibaba, I'm
up
sure
a
on the other
business that
side,
can compete.
it's going full technology also.
Yeah,
Because,
I actually believe Alibaba is more technologically, when it comes to warehouse management and all.
Yeah.
I believe Alibaba is more digitized than Amazon.
Amazon.
But
Because also the Chinese
because
government is also pushing the digital.
Yeah,
the AI,
cashless and all
yeah.
that. I think even Alibaba, the way it operates in China and across the world is, I believe it's very different, because you might find in China, when you use Alibaba, you can get even food. You can get, you can even be taken to the hospital and things like that.
And that's an interesting thing. Probably Alibaba is dysfunctional when you're outside China, but probably when you're inside China, it works very efficient like Amazon.
Yeah,
Products, there's even
very.
back
I believe,
policy.
because when you look at something like TikTok, people in China are saying China is very advanced, very, very advanced. In fact, the way China operates is very digital. Digital payments, everything is going digital. Alibaba has Alipay, and Alipay is used heavily, and the market in China, 1 point something billion people. That's a huge market. Just that alone in China, Alibaba doesn't need to go outside of China if it has that. But I think that's why they're not heavily focused on the bigger market abroad. But this is something that I saw they started working on around last year, to start targeting now. They realize that there's a market outside of China and outside of America and outside of Europe, and that market is Africa. And many companies are racing to get into the African market. That's why you're seeing. You see, like Safaricom. Safaricom in Kenya. It recently did a tech expo, and it was really marketing heavily Amazon Web Services. So what these guys want, and recently also in Kenya, Amazon Web Services is just a value-added tax. So if you're buying web services from Amazon, there's a value-added tax, and that shows that these technology companies are coming in to get our market share. Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to add something, or we can leave it there? Okay, we can leave it there. Okay, we can leave it there. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining today. Please like and subscribe. You can comment down below maybe what you think. Maybe if you want us to improve, please comment down below. We'll keep doing videos.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Cheers. Bye.
Okay, cheers.